Hey guys, so you have to bear with me a little bit today. This is actually my second time trying to record this. My first time I was 8 minutes in, my computer decided to just restart itself. I have no idea why. Honestly, I think it's one of those auto update reset things because it's 3:30 in the morning and they think I'm not on right now, but I don't think like that. Anyway, um, so let's get on with the scheduled programming here. So. Today, as the title says, we're going to talk about how to win an ultra. We're actually not going to be focusing on Machamp. Machamp, who did get MVP in this game, did do a good job. We also saw a decent showing from the Scizor. Really good Scizor. Slowbro is okay. And yeah, Marouge was alright. But we're really going to be focusing on Ace down here, the Venusaur. So our folks get going here, and well, let's just kind of skip this laning phase here because we've all seen the laning phase 1,000 times. All right, so first the Bulbasaur is prioritizing the center farm, and that's good. You need to make sure you're getting that from your opponents, especially when they're early spike opponents, which in this case they are. Umbreon and Mew are both really strong early, so being able to get that center farm from them early on is huge. Now we've got an instance here where somebody does have an X speed, they're able to get away, but understandably defending that base is your best bet. So at this point, Bulbasaur is partaking in some tactical positioning. He's anticipating that there will be a farm up in 6 seconds over here, and because he knows that that's the case, he's going to position himself here. For the birds that'll be here in 16 seconds. Under most circumstances, this would actually be fantastic strategizing, forsaking the Baltoy in favor of being lower leveled when the birds spawn. But he did get ganked actually. Here attacked by the level 5, soon to be level 6 Ivysaur. Unfortunately, I can see into the future because I've now seen this game twice now. So, there's not a whole lot you could do here except try and do attacks, try and chip down some damage, tell them they're not welcome here. They're still going to get their scores in, but it's about sending a message, this is my domain. If you're going to be here, you're going to get attacked. No, at this point, this is a good time to get that Baltoy we ignored earlier, rather than help your teammate. He's a defender. Yeah, he's a slowpoke, and so he'll be fine. Look, he's so fine. He's taking a nap. So Bulbasaur knows he doesn't need to be here. He knows this slowpoke's got it taken care of, and he'll be fine. See, he was fine. Not a worry in the world. Not a worry in the world. No, this Ivysaur here is actually overcharging, and so we're gonna see some punishing here there from this Bulbasaur. That's good. That'll give him the Ivysaur and give him his first move. So he'll be able to use that here. Actually, I think that was it right there. It was the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb does a special defense debuff, so in tandem with his other move, this moment Razor Leaf, soon it'll be Solar Beam. You're doing a lot of extra damage with that, so that's kind of what he's thinking here. Alright, Poison Ivy with a decent poke chip there. We see that boosted basic come from outside of the screen. That does hit the Slowbro, which is nice, but the Solar Beam will pierce right through anything. Now, what we're seeing here is a bit of gank action from the bottom lane. Or no, I think this is the jungler actually, Scizor. No, this Ace down fellow here, he knows he needs to stay out of the fight, and this is good. Out of the melee zone. He needs to use his ranged moves to try and do damage from the distance, and that's good. He's doing a really good job here. Except for the fact that he has 5% HP, and it would take a single hit to KO him, which it did. That wasn't really factored in on account of the fact that he really wanted to score 26 points. Yeah. Alright, so here we're doing that farming we were talking about earlier. Now, farming is essential if you want to be strong, cleaning up your farm. Um, and there's your evidence. Now we got a Venusaur, and now that we have a Venusaur, he's better able to defend this base. Unfortunately, double ganks on the part of the enemy Venusaur, and yeah. So when you're inside a swirling tornado of leaves, there's not a whole lot you can do. So far, I probably could have fast forwarded through the past few minutes, and I apologize to those of you who are like, "Yeah, I wish you had." But this is really where the tactical play really comes into hand, and this is the reason that I'm doing this recording here because of what we're about to see. So, Venusaur here is collecting farm. Cleaning up the Indeedees and presumably soon the jungle here, because this is farm that's up. We don't want the enemy team to come take it, and we want it so that we have levels so that next time we're up in a team fight, we can take these farms. That's what he's doing. He's farming. Now you'll notice he's getting pinged by his teammates. They're putting little exclamation points on him. This is to cheer him on. This is to say you're doing an excellent job. Actually, when they do that, you get more experience while you're farming. So when you're farming and you're getting pinged to check it out, it's really them trying to help you get the extra experience that you get from being pinged while you're farming. So here, Regieleki's coming into base, and Venusaur is the last bastion of defense. While the rest of his team is off having a hootenanny out in the distance, getting KO'd, he's over here defending the base. But rest assured, his teammates have not forgotten him. They are, in fact, still pinging him to check it out. Now, I think the Venusaur is either feeling maybe a bit overwhelmed with the pressure, or, and this is another theory I have, not everyone knows that when people are pinging you of check it out, that they're cheering you on. They're saying, look, this guy's doing good things. We want him to keep doing those things. I think he's maybe misinterpreting their signals. And so what's going on here is Venusaur is feeling a bit disenfranchised. So he gets a little tired, and he goes home, letting the Regieleki go in, which is unfortunate, because I do believe he was making the right choice there. But I am a noob, and I don't know how to do anything. And if you don't believe me, bear with me, you will see what I mean. Because in this moment, I would have stayed and defended the Regieleki. But I'm not in charge of it. So, yep. So here we're actually going to go back to the home base, and we're going to just kind of recollect our thoughts. What's going on out here isn't really that important. Really, the game is going on right here, right now. Because what he's doing is he's kind of collecting his thoughts. He's gathering his special attack energy so that when he goes back into the fight later, he'll be even more powerful. He's collecting energy so that he can evolve into sort of a final form, like a Mega Venusaur almost. Not visually, but like, you'll see what I mean. He even learns a new move, which is kind of cool. So right here, the Machamp comes and punches the Venusaur in the face. And now that is a questionable move. It's not the most, diplomatic. The Machamp is here telling the Venusaur he disagrees with his actions. I don't at this point, after having had the opportunity to reflect on the match and watch this video back a few times. I realize the Venusaur is just thinking with big brain strategies that a smooth brain like myself doesn't have the ability to understand, until, of course, watching a replay twice and realizing, oh, there's more to it than I thought. So we see here the Solar Beam. The Venusaur is just trying to politely tell his friend, hey man, it's okay. I understand that you don't totally get it, but I disagree, and I just need you to know that I'm not on the same page as you right now, and that's a good way of doing it. The Slowbro, however, agrees with the Machamp as he, well, actually, I don't know. It's a mixed signal because, he's of grass, so maybe he's like, I'll throw some water at you and power you up a little bit more, after always wearing the beach swimwear, so Maybe just needed some waves to swim on. Maybe that's what that Slowbro was thinking. Anyway, so right around this point, actually it's a little bit after this, the Venusaur realizes I can do better, and he unlocks his final form. It's right about here. Yep, here we go. So he comes running into the center, and here's what I meant about the learning a new move, the next level evolution. This Venusaur takes a page from the Spinda textbook and uses the playbook and uses the move Teeter Dance. What Teeter Dance does, it has the effect of confusing the opponent, as well as slowing them down. And what you see here is the Mew is distracted from the objective, and additionally is focused on the Venusaur. Now, while it may look like the Venusaur just provided experience points for the Mew, and this is true, in a bit I'll explain, there's a little more to it than that, but the important thing is he's used up time. While the Mew did gain some experience, he has lost time in the process. So, he'll be back in a few seconds. Alright. And alright, he's back. So here's where the action is. It's coming down here in the bottom. What we're going to do here now is we're seeing, look, there's a Zeraora who's at low health. Now I have a Solar Beam, but I'm not using it. And this is what I mean about the advanced tactical thinking. He could KO and get a little extra experience, but what he's thinking is, I need to give up as much experience as possible. And the reason I need to do that is 1, to confuse the opponents, 2, to use up their time, and 3, the more levels, see right there, you could see the effects of the confusion. The Zoroark was in the middle of doing a dance. He's not supposed to do the dance. That's Venusaur's job. He was confused. So when he gives them this experience points, what's happening is he's increasing the experience rewards for his teammates. When his teammates get KOs on the enemy who has that increased experience from getting those KOs against the Venusaur. Alright, so now right here we're seeing a tactical retreat by, well, I say tactical in air quotes, by the Scizor, who thinks that 1v4ing isn't the way to go. Obviously, that's untrue. What really you want to do here is the Teeter Dance move, which we talked about earlier, because once again it distracted the Regieleki, it distracted the Crustle, and it gave more time to the teammates to do what teammates do. Whatever it is they do. I don't know. This is really just Venusaur's game. These other 4 guys just got carried by this Venusaur, and I mean, you'll really see what I mean at the Rayquaza fight. Yeah, anyway, where is he right now? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's teeter dancing again, yeah. It's just like watching Picasso at work. It's knowing that somebody is better than you, and just you're never going to reach that point, and that's what it feels like watching this Venusaur at work. So, right now what this Venusaur is doing is he's taking a defensive positioning. Now he knows, first of all, I'm sure he's fully aware of this, but our team is actually down right now 2-4, but he's not scared. He knows that the important thing is to position himself defensively so that when his team scores a whole bunch of points breaking all of these goals, he's able to defend that base, and that's what his top priority is here right now, is to make sure he's defending this base. So that's the station he is manning. Oh, right there, actually, you can see he's pinging Machamp with check it out, because he just wants him to know, again, that, you know, he really supports what this Machamp is doing. Now, right here, we see the team working together to pick off the defender as quickly as possible. This is not optimal strategy. What you want to be doing, actually, is either, if possible, you want to be back here at the home base. But if that's not possible, then your next best bet is to stand alone against the entire enemy team, if at all possible. But if you can't do one of those two things, your next best bet is to work together with a teammate and try to take out either a squishy damage doer or the defender if you can, because then the enemy team won't have a defender to protect those squishies. Now, as mentioned, this here was a top tier play, and you can see this because similar to the teeter dance from earlier, he is using up the time of these enemy teammates. They are in the middle of chasing, and he just continues to use up their time. This gives these two, who have just finished off another piece of meat, time to get involved with this fight. Now, at this point, we're seeing, well, it's almost a 4v3, but we're seeing some rip there on the Rayquaza. And again, I just want to draw attention to the top tier strategy that's just holding down these bases. Now, I know that we see that the entire currently living enemy team is right next to teammates, but it's possible that there's a sixth enemy who might try to score at this point, and that's why we're having this defensive positioning. So it's understandable. And honestly, like I said, brilliant, because this is the sort of strategy that wins you games in Ultra 5. Now, here's what I mean, okay? Here's Venusaur right now, right? And we know when Venusaur is alive, you got to be careful around Rayquaza, and he is. He's alive right there. Now watch what happens. Okay? Right there. The left team gains Rayquaza. So at this point, we're securing a couple other KOs, chasing down this here Mew, who does a decent job keeping our side from getting those points in. We see 100 dropping in up top. We see, more points going in over here. Now, what our Venusaur friend is doing at the moment is he's making sure that he keeps his shield. And indeed, he is keeping his shield intact. Absolutely not a chance of losing that at all. Now this is what I mean. We talked about the defensive positioning to protect this base. Now watch. Now that we got these guys trying to score, this Venusaur is going to come flying in. He's going to come flying in and helping to... He's going to come flying... He's and that's how you win. That's how you win in Ultra 5. I hope you're taking notes. But just in case you weren't, let me summarize the main points. So first of all, you want to start by making the decisions that you think are right. That's good. Secondly, you want to turn off enemy chats. And when I say enemy here, I don't mean the guys on the other side of the field. I mean your teammates. And thirdly, yeah, I don't know. Breaking character here, I'm just frustrated because the Venusaur started out one of the better players on the team and just stopped. Does he not know you can turn off teammate chat? I don't know, man. I'm getting a little bit tired of this stuff.